Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining me here today for the lessons from co-ops. It's building your circle. My name is Trista Pewapisconias. I am the Director of Indigenous Relations for Cooperatives First. Um, Today here I have my colleague who will be joining us, Kevin. And we at Cooperatives First are a business development organization created to support cooperative businesses um, with education, awareness, and support with the creation of co-ops. Um, we've been around for 10 years now. We've just celebrated our 10-year anniversary. And in that time, we've created many wonderful co-ops and have met some amazing people within the co-op sector. And for everybody who knows, co-ops are essentially, well, they are people coming together, amazing people coming together to do some great work. So today's topic is building your circle, getting people involved, getting members involved in your co-op. So I will like to thank you. I am sitting here in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, on the Treaty 6 territory and homeland of the Métis. So thank you so much for joining us here today. Um, and without further ado, I will introduce our first guest, Terry. Terry is from the Cooperative Memorial Society in Alberta. So, Terry, would you like to uh, introduce yourself and tell us the name of your co-op?
Okay. Well, I'm Terry Geib. I'm the executive director, like you said, with the Cooperative Memorial Society. Do you want me to give a little brief overview of what we do?
Yes, please.
Probably useful because most people have no idea who we are, that we even exist, and yet we've been around for 60 years. Um, we were started in 1966, and today we have more than 30,000 active members across Alberta. We're a member-owned co-op that helps people with end-of-life planning. So although nobody wants to deal with us, everybody is probably should deal with us at some point in their life. And so we provide education and planning tools and access to affordable funeral and cremation arrangements through locally owned funeral homes that we work with in different parts of the province. We're not a funeral home ourselves. And our role really is to help people understand their options, to think ahead and to record their wishes, and hopefully take some of the stress and uncertainty off families at a very difficult time. And for our co-op, it's really all about education. We do presentations, workshops, community events. We have newsletter, we have website resources, and we also grow partnerships and referrals with other co-ops and businesses. And word of mouth is really important too. So people are often relieved when they hear about us to find out that there is a place that they can go for clear, practical information without feeling pressured. And I think the co-op model really fits us well because it keeps us focused on our members and the service that we provide. And people really connect with that. They appreciate that we're independent, practical, and we're here to help them without any pressure. So that's really who we are.
Thank you, Dana. Or sorry, thank
That's
you,
okay.
Terry.
You owed me
Um,
one.
so, um, the question I'd like to ask you is, how do you reach new members or attract people to your co-op?
I think really word of mouth is number one because it has to come with somebody explaining often why this is important. Because just as a human beings, death and end of life is something nobody wants to talk about. but yet everybody needs to do. And I think what people need to be reminded of is that, once you have your decisions made and you have a kind of clear path of what you want done and you've said that to somebody, then you can forget about it and not worry about it anymore. And if you want to do more, then you can. You can come and see us anytime. Your membership with CMS, it's only $40 and it's for a lifetime. And so we notice as people age, they will become more engaged with us. And so, people may join when they're younger and then they may reconnect with us when they're older, or if they become ill, or if they have a spouse that passes away, that sort of thing. And we're just a friendly shoulder that can provide them with guidance, advice, connections, information. And the discounts that we can provide our members are substantial. So anywhere from basic cremation, you can save $3,000 by joining our co-op with, a locally owned funeral home. So you walk in off the street in Calgary to McGuinness and Holloway, you would pay $56 to $6,000 for a cremation. With us, you're going to pay just under 2,000. So big difference. So we connect in a lot of different ways, but getting that message out through people is number one. And then, of course, we do advertising and we just try to get our face in front of people however we can. So a lot of advertising in seniors publications. We have a newsletter and that sort of thing.
Oh, that's amazing. So you are located in Airdrie, but you service the entire province,
That's right.
correct?
So how we originally started is we were Southern Alberta. There was three memorial co-ops across Alberta. There was one in Central Alberta, Red Deer area, and there was one in Edmonton. And like a lot of co-ops, and especially memorial co-ops, those other two co-ops didn't grow with the times. They didn't expand their technology. They didn't find new ways to reach members. And their boards were older people who couldn't manage looking after the organization anymore and they didn't know where to turn. So they turned to us and we absorbed their members. So we took all their members on and we took over basically their businesses. They were societies, we're a co-op, so you can't amalgamate. But what we essentially did is said, we'll take all your members in. And we didn't charge their members any more money to join us. We just absorbed them. And so it's worked out actually really well. And it used to be, if anyone's familiar with the Edmonton model, that people had to pay $50 a year. We charge $40 one time. Those Edmonton members never had to pay again. And now they don't have to pay annually.
Oh, that's such a great benefit for the members
Yeah,
and for the comp. Um, Actually, we do have a question from Sheila. So yeah, Sheila, if you want to ask your question.
sure.
So if do you keep records of people's wishes so that if, let's just say
Yeah.
my aunt, then I can
Yeah.
go contact them and they'll tell you what I want.
Exactly. And so
Okay.
that's one of the benefits that we provide. We give people options how they want to record, because again, that's personal. But on our website, if you join, you have the option of putting that information into a profile on it that is kept in a database.
Mhm.
Should you pass away, your family, we always say, talk to your family, let them know you're a member. They would go into the local funeral home that's our service partner in the community and they would say my parent or my friend or whoever was a member of the Memorial Society, that funeral home can look it up online so they can access it without even having to contact us. So they would go in, they would look it up and they'd go, oh, yes, this is exactly what they wanted. You can even upload a
Yeah.
photo or whatever that you want. So that's one way. We also have written tools and checklists. We call them micro planning tools that
Yeah.
anybody can access. And what we say is if you do that, make sure you give or your family a copy or tell them where you've got a copy so that they know where to access it.
Fridge magnet.
Yeah.
And also after this is over, I have someone I want to connect you with.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll
Question for you.
Dale.
Yes. How can we get in contact with you?
Well, we have a website, which is the easiest way, which is coopmemorial.org.
Well, org.
.org.
Org.
Yeah, and if you have
Okay.
any problems, you can call us. We have there's just two employees. There's myself and we have Barb, who is our membership services coordinator. So if she, if you call our office, she'll be the one that answers the phone, but she can provide any assistance that's needed.
Do you have that phone number handy?
Yeah, it's 403
Yeah.
248 2044.
2044. Okay.
Yeah. And we'll be doing presentations in Edmonton. That's another way we reach people, but we try to do presentation series. And so I'm doing a webinar. We're going to be doing a presentation through some of our funeral home partners there. And then if funeral homes or other co-ops ever want to invite us in, we'll do presentations to their groups as well.
Okay.
Okay. So we have Marcella who raises her hand. So
Thank you, Trista. Hi, Terry.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. I'm Marcela. I'm working with a Zero Waste Emporium. We are a store in downtown here in Victoria, but we now are working in established as a cooperative with our customers. So right now, we are working in designing our memberships and benefits, and I have some questions for you. How did you decide on your share structures, for example, price, payments, option benefits? What type of members' benefits have been most valued for your members? How do you balance financial sustainability with offering attractive member benefits? And if did you test or adjust your membership model after launch? Thank you.
Are you asking me or are you asking Trista?
You,
Oh,
Terry.
okay. Well, that's an interesting question because there's another board that I sit on and I'm going through this process with them. And really what you need to do is you need to do a strategic plan. So your board needs to sit down and decide what it is that your organization wants to do, what it needs to deliver, and if research is needed, to help you with determining pricing and markets and that kind of stuff, you need to figure out a way to do that research. And a lot of times talking to existing members or existing people that are interested in your business is a good way to get that information, because that's kind of the make or break area is, if you price yourself out of the market or you don't deliver on the benefits that people actually want and need, you're going to miss the boat. And so that's really, really important. And I know in our co-op, the research component is something and I think co-ops are actually really good at, is we talk to our members all the time. We talk to them face to face when they call us, but we also survey them every time we get a chance. We just went out with a survey in Edmonton and say it's our members' priorities. So what do you want when you want a funeral? How much do you want? Like, is price more important to you, or is the service, the quality of the reputation of the funeral home and all of these things? We ask them all those questions. And then we go back to our service providers and say, when we're negotiating the contract, we'll say, okay, this is what people told us. They told us price is number one. Affordability is a big issue right now. And so we need to come back with plans that are affordable for people. And yes, reputation is important. Of course, they want quality and professionalism, but those are non-negotiable. Those are standard right from the get-go. So my advice to you would be to have, your board really do some soul searching, strategic planning, get that information in a row. And then from there, you can chart your actions.
Right now, Terry, we are we released a survey today. We are going to start today. We worked in that survey also with the feedback of Trista, and hopefully we can get good feedback for our customers, because the idea is after that, just take that information as an insight, and then we can process and decide between the small group that now is part of the board, that what kind of decisions we can
Yeah.
That sounds good.
take
Yeah.
about memberships.
Okay.
Thank you, Derek.
You're welcome.
Great. Thank you for the question and an amazing response, Terry. So I'm going to move it, switch gears here, and we are going to hear from our next guest, Sheila, from the Traveling on Tourism Cooperative. So, Sheila, would you like to talk about what your co-op does?
Sure. We're a bit unusual. We're also an Alberta co-op, but we are federally incorporated. So the co-op was formed to operate a mobile app that I built that includes travel, tourism, and heritage. So it's almost like a one-stop shop across Alberta, but we also have local links. So users don't have to do so many searches to find relevant information no matter where they are in the province. So the app itself has won a couple of awards. Actually, Terry was at the award ceremony where our co-op got its first award. But I'm the creator of the app, and I founded the co-op simply because I developed it in order to help other people and for sustainability. So throughout the tourism market or heritage market, there's a lot of need for collaboration, and the co-op enables us to do that. But we also have a voice through the democracy of a co-op, that it doesn't matter if it's a mom and pop hamburger shop or a provincial organization, everybody has equal say. So it's really leveled out the playing field, so to speak, for both the heritage, travel, and tourism industries. So our membership eligibility is based on any individual, business, or other entity that's a stakeholder in or has an interest in any of those industries. So we have members that are travelers or just individuals, as well as direct marketing organizations or businesses themselves. So it's a very unique co-op with a lot of different components going on, but they mesh well together. So in terms of our services, we're basically a marketing co-op through the mobile app and our website. So any membership, by the way, is $25 lifetime, will be on our app and our website. But if they want to bump it up, then that's where our services come in at $250 annually for more exposure, we'll just say. It's a more convoluted site listing, so people get more information.
Oh, that's great. So
Um,
I understand you're a fairly new co-op. So
mm.
how did you get your members, or how did you get people to join you to start this co-op?
It actually started long before the co-op was even a thought. And I'll say right now, when I originally created this mobile app, I had no clue what a co-op was. And if I had, it would have been a co-op from the get-go. But so building that circle was, I think the most important thing is to be authentic and tell your story. Because when people are hearing about you, and you never vary from the person that you are, they become interested. And it's not just the business entity of a co-op, it's that whole relationship, which in my opinion, members need to have amongst each other in order to formulate a successful co-op. So I'm also a historian. I've written books, etc. So on social media and through personal friends, I just gathered this following that when I formed the co-op, I had people coming on as members. Now we're kind of in stage two where it's the strangers, right? So, but a lot of it's word of mouth. You need to go talk to Sheila because she's doing something pretty cool. But in building the circle, it was personal connections, in my opinion. Somebody has to find you to know about you. So I talk a lot. I can make friends in a Walmart lineup.
Yeah.
So sometimes that's all you.
Yeah. So, but in building the co-op, to expand that further, our services for our members expand beyond marketing. We set it up that almost everything that we do drives back into our member circle. So one of them is referral rewards, for instance. So our members, we want them walking and talking with us, and everybody's going to be hanging a poster once the app is live. But if they have, whether it be a member or an advertiser, come in from their circle, we're going to reward them with $5 or $50. So essentially what we've done for our nonprofit members is set up a whole fundraising system right within our co-op business plan. But we also allocate funds from every membership and every advertisement. So we've started an advertising assistance grant. So let's say we have a nonprofit that can't afford $250 a year, they can apply for $200 credit. So it's costing them $50. So we're enabling everybody to get involved no matter what their budget. And then the project assistance throughout all of the industries we created this for, a lot of them depend on grant funding, and many of them don't get it. So this will be a couple of years in the making, but even our bylaws say 5% of our allocated surplus goes into this project fund. So projects that meet the goals of the cooperative can then in the future apply for these funds, whether it be through a loan or a granting system or a payback. So we've just kind of cycled that whole thing, so everything's going right back into our membership, other than operating fees. I'm happy with it. It's different. A lot of components, but they all work well together.
Wow.
Did I just blow your mind?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, whoa. Yeah, I'm an innovator.
That's super impressive, considering, like, we hear tourism, so you just expect a marketing, but to have all those supports within the co-op and within the members is amazing.
Well, and I think the co-op business structure is twice as important as the mobile app to bring everybody together, because we don't have that. I've sat in a lot of meetings where everybody talks about collaboration. Everybody has a lot of ideas, but then what do you do with it? Well, we have the perfect tool to do something with it, but also through our members' meetings. I'll give you an example. I was a speaker at the Agricultural Society conference, and I was talking about the co-op and what we did, and one person asked a question, and it was about heritage documents that they found. I gave them my advice. Somebody else raised their hand and said, "Oh, we just encountered that, and this is what we did." When I left the room, there were 6 of them in the back corner collaborating. That's what we're about. Yes. Making the connections.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's, I think, like, I'm so thankful that I'm able to sit here and listen to both you and Terry today, just to hear about the collaborations and hearing and the importance of the people. So thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, today really is about bringing people together, really hearing from ones that are out in their fields, like being those experts. So, like, if there's any questions or anybody is part of a co-op and want to share some of your thoughts and ideas on how you reach new members or how you attract new members, yeah, feel free. This is a sharing opportunity here, and we just want to collaborate and get those ideas out. Or if you have a question for either Terry or Sheila, please feel free to raise your hand or type it in the chat. Dale.
I got a question for Terry regarding the membership there. For my wife and myself, now is it $40 a person, or is it at $40 a couple?
It's $40 a person.
Oh,
And
okay.
Yes, and we like that each person registers with their own email address because you usually don't pass away at the same time. So you want to, we remove members that have passed away from our database. They're still in there, but they're not active. So when we say we have 30,000 members, that's 30,000 living members. Um,
Oh, okay.
and so that's how we communicate with you is through your email address.
Because we both have the same email address.
Well, what we can do then, because a lot of older people do that, is we can connect you through we have a way of connecting the two records together, but only one person is then the one that logs in, which is fine. That's how you've always operated. So,
Yeah.
but we have to manually do that for you. So you would just call our office and Barb would connect the two records together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So does anybody have any questions or thoughts?
I have a comment while everybody's thinking. We're in here talking about our circle. So for those that might not have heard this, I think utilizing your circle is just as important. For instance, I'm on my way to Edmonton today. One of our members is a Canadian Tractor Museum in Westlock. And because of time, I just called up Barb, the executive director, and said, "You got a room for me? I got a webinar to do."
Yeah.
And I mean, you guys may have noticed she brought me coffee even. So like people are people want to help each other. And
What's
to give them the opportunity to do that is sometimes half the battle.
what people that aren't that familiar with co-ops might not realize, but co-ops have guiding principles. They have 7 guiding principles. And one of those principles is co-ops helping co-ops. And I have been on co-op boards over the years and always stood by that whole co-ops helping co-ops. I could go to any co-op, I'm pretty sure, and knock on their door and say, could I? And they will say yes.
Mhm.
I have never met someone that hasn't done that. And that's so powerful.
Mhm.
And a good example of that is United Farmers of Alberta. So most of you would be familiar with that organization. When I was at the ACCA conference, I went up to their vice president of corporate relations and just said, we need to talk. We need to find a way to reach your members with our co-op information. And we ended up sitting down and meeting and talking about how we could work together. It's just a given. Like,
Yeah. And generally there's going to be a way that someone can work with someone else.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And we even had at one time ACCA it's a provincial federation type organization. And they needed office space in Calgary. They had one employee who lived in Calgary. They didn't have an office. And we said, well, we've got an office that we don't use. We just have it to collect our mail. So for 8 years, Seth Leon used our office space for free. Didn't cost them anything. That's just what you do.
Well, and I think as a founder of a co-op, my focus was, how can I help other people? It wasn't oh, I need something, I should go ask, right?
Right.
You
Exactly.
got to almost switch it and know those people. Like Barb's tickled pink that I came in here today.
Yeah.
And me, it was like, oh, I hope I'm not imposing, right?
Yeah.
But it starts a conversation even just to ask.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a question. Ayana, would you like to?
It's not so much of a question. I just wanted to bring greetings. My name is Ayana Innes. I'm the executive director of the Northern Alberta Cooperative Housing Association in Edmonton. It's heartening to listen to this conversation. We are embarking on a new type of co-op, and it can be challenging when you're starting off brand new. So being able to have, a circle, a group of people that you can kind of bounce ideas off of and hear other people's experiences, I think it's fantastic. So I just appreciate the discussion so far.
Thank you so much, and thanks for for joining us and your feedback. Marcella has her hand up.
Yeah, my question is for Sheila. Is Sheila here? Yes, Sheila. Okay, Sheila, you mentioned that it's important the way how we tell the story just to attract maybe future members. I would like to know how many members were you at the beginning in your co-op, and then how the initial group, and then what size were best, and now how many you are?
I think right off the initial group that I had, I'm going to take a roundabout guess here, about 50 within the first several months. And now we're at 140. So after I went through the initial group, there's kind of a lull. We were in the background setting up our programs, our services, whatever. But what I'm noticing now is as we're doing our outreach and beginning that after our board of directors was elected, we're getting more advertising members, are getting as many advertising members pretty much as regular lifetime members. So, and they're from people that I remember the first time somebody said on our application form, it says, how did you hear about us? Social media. Yes, right? You know, you're doing something correctly. So right now we're sitting around, got one yesterday, 141 members. So we started out with generally 50 and then have 90 over the last year, roughly.
Sheila, and you mentioned that you built an app, right? It's an app for tourism.
Yes.
What is the name of the app?
It's going to be the Ingon app, but it's not live yet. That's our goal right now, is to get it live by summer. And we did federally incorporate. So once it's available in Alberta, then we start going out across the provinces. So right now I have somebody in Ontario that's interested in starting our co-op chapter in Ontario. So Kevin and Kyle will probably have lots of emails from me because they're so terrific at answering all of our questions.
Okay, thank you, Sheila.
Okay, so I am.
I think Warren's got his hand up, Trista.
Okay. Warren?
Oh, Warren, you're on mute. Warren, you're on mute.
We can't hear you.
Warren? Yeah, you're on mute.
Okay, there we go.
That's better.
Oh, sorry. Okay,
We're not very good at lip reading.
I have my name's Warren. I own GH Farms Incorporated. We're an agriculture company that runs out on the Blood Reserve, the largest Indian reservation in Canada. And I kind of heard of, is it Trish? We talked and kind of communicate about a year ago or so. I had an idea that because we really struggle as a like in our agriculture business for farm equipment, like in farm labor and just general help and knowledge, like gaining knowledge, especially if you're new into the cattle business. I have a cattle operation and I have a custom fencing operation along with a small community garden we do. And my take was like, it cost a lot of money for all this equipment and stuff. And my thought was this, like, if I could get members, like I know other like cowboy friends of mine who own cows and other members that kind of do the same thing, but we all struggle almost with the same thing, equipment. Nobody doesn't have a $200,000 tractor, or, just general labor, or even we don't have that extra few dollars to pay a laborer, but we still need the work done. Okay. And this was my thought, was my research into co-op, you need at least a minimum of three members, right? And I originally had a friend of mine that owns Manitoba Harvest and another, he's in Manitoba, and one in Saskatchewan. His name was Terry Laratte. He owns a 6,000 head feedlot along. I mean, he farms 6,000 acres and has a 2,000 head feedlot. And he talked about like some of the struggles that they have employee wise and blah blah blah. So my take was this, like with a co-op, where if there was enough members there, and the lady just finished saying, focus on how can we help people. And that was my main goal, was how can we help other people. Like for instance, my neighbor down the road is she's an elderly woman. Her husband died, but she left them with 60 head of cattle, and that woman's still trying to do it on her own. And like again, labor, like some of the things we struggle with as like cattle ranchers and farmers. I wanted to know, like, in our research, how can I like research my idea and gather people to help me along the way? And I was kind of networking out and asking questions on all of that. But it's pretty tough. Like I'm really busy, man, to kind of sit back and you know do all this. But I sure enjoyed like listening to you guys, and I thought maybe since you guys did this, might be able to kind of clear some things for me.
I'm wondering if an employee co-op of sorts would work, and
Well,
an investment co-op at the same time, like to
you
have
know,
two that worked interchangeably. Kevin, you
I
might be
almost
better
thought
at that than me.
I
I'm just
almost thought
thinking.
like you go into the city. I lived in the city in Calgary for a number of years, and you gotta work, okay, to survive. So I would go down to those temp agencies, and I would they send you anywhere. And I talked to a lady down at our Blood Tribe Employment Services, and kind of mentioned it to her. Like, wouldn't it be great if we had a temp agency, like where we
Mhm.
come in and you know provide some discount help to like the elderly lady up the road, for instance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, but just ideas like
I
that.
Trista, you have emails. Will you give this gentleman, Warren, my information?
Yeah, I can, Warren, I could connect you with Sheila
That sounds
after
good. I
this.
appreciate that.
I'm I'm a I'm a problem solver by nature,
Yeah.
and I like putting my teeth in stuff like that. And then of
Oh
course
yeah.
Kevin and Kyle and Trista can tell you whether it's legal what I'm gonna whatever I come up with.
Well, originally, like with like Terry Laratte, he's an established dryland
Mhm.
farmer, cattleman, and along with my friend Daryl McRoy, he owns Manitoba Harvest. Now, these are big
Yeah.
existing companies, and I thought, you need three members. What if it went right across, like boom, boom, boom? That's three provinces. That almost could be national, eh? Like
Yeah.
an indigenous ag co-op.
Well,
That's
and
what I was thinking.
well, and the
Okay.
other thing that you're dealing with too is not only labor, but what about when you're in drought and there's hay and you're
Exactly,
looking for food and
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
yeah,
Like that
Warren,
just
just
opens up a big,
yeah,
big, big wow, hey?
yeah. So Warren, we could take this offline. Like I'd love to sit with you again
Mhm.
Oh
and
yeah, I
kind of go
know.
forward with that. And then I could
Absolutely.
also connect you with Sheila as well.
Okay, I really appreciate that. Nice meeting everybody.
Yeah. So are there, yeah, so yeah, that's a great connection. This is really what this webinar is just connecting, having like kind of sharing ideas, sharing conversations of getting members. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think this and how to attract people to join or to start a co-op.
Hmm.
So, if anybody has any suggestions, ideas on how to get people together. So, Like Marcella had said, I've been working with Marcella with the Zero Waste Emporium co-op, and they are developing a survey. So,
Mhm.
and seeing what people want to do to form that structure. Does anybody have any other questions or final thoughts before we close it out for the day? So we have Marcella wanting to ask one of
Yes, Trista, just that I would like if you can share with us at the end, I don't know, the website or the information of other COPs, public information that we can access, uh, just to um, understand more how they are working in their COPs, if they have public information. If you can share with us, well, I will appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. Once the video is up online, and I could share the video recording and um, the website for the Cooperative Memorial Society and the Traveling on website. Okay. So before I close it off, I would like to give Terry, if you have any words you want to share with the group today.
No, well, basically, at the end of the day, our co-op is really about helping people make thoughtful decisions ahead of time and making it easier for the people they leave behind. And you know, that's what we've been talking about here today is every co-op has something heartfelt that it delivers to people that it serves. And so that's the power of co-ops. And I think now in today's world more than ever, I just want to say that the co-op model is something that is so powerful and so spot on for what we need. And so kudos to you for being part of this and for hosting it for us. And I see great opportunities for all of us in the future.
Thank you so much. Sheila, do you have any?
What Terry said. No, I love the collaboration of co-ops and the people helping people. That's what it's all about. And we do need more of it in our world today. So, and then pass that ditto to what Terry said.
Okay, so I want to thank everybody for joining us here today. I hope will be planning more sessions like this, bringing on people within the co-op sector, people who are out there doing the actual hard work, the ones that we're able to connect with and that we've are so grateful for joining us here today and sharing their thoughts. So, yeah, stay tuned to Cooperatives First in our newsletters and outreach for other sessions just like this later on this year. So, once again, thank you for joining me here today. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I will see you again soon.
Thank
You
you.
as well.
Nice
Yeah.
meeting you everyone.
Thank
Have
you,
a good day.
everyone.
Bye.
Have a good day.